this video, I'm going to tell you guys about Costco and what I buy there, why I shop there, because something I get asked a lot is how do I keep my weekly groceries costs so low? And the answer is I shop for the basics and bulk stuff at Costco. So I just went this week and I hadn't gone in a few months, so my bill ended up being $216. Usually it's around $115 because in normal times I'd go every month. But I'm going to tell you what I bought and how much each thing costs and why I choose to buy these items. So here's pretty much everything I bought aside from paper towels and a huge bag of flour. I'll get into that in a minute. And I know it doesn't look like a lot, but you know, we are buying these things in bulk, so they can get a little bit pricey, especially the meat and fish, which I'll also get into more later. But this was the whole haul. We do live in an apartment. You have to keep that in mind. We have a very limited amount of space, but we're able to store at least this much, which we are very blessed because a lot of New York City apartments don't have a ton of closet space. First up, we got these paper towels, which were $16.99 for 12 rolls, which comes to $1.41 per roll. And these are quality, you know, this is the good stuff, so we're definitely saving money on these. Also, we don't use a ton of paper towels because we use reusable towels for our dishes most of the time, so this lasts us maybe 6 months. It's pretty great. So that was one of our purchases this time around because we had not been to Costco in a while, but this is definitely not a regular purchase for us at all. We also got these sponges. They were $13.99 for 21 sponges, which is a steal. And I also got this saline. My partner and I are both contact wearers, so we'd rather get the saline and buy it in bulk. It was $20, which is a little pricey, but it's better than just going to Rite Aid every time to get it. So these aren't normal purchases for us, but this time around it made sense. Costco is really great for picking up household items like this. I really love not going to my Rite Aid, so we do probably pick up 1 to 2 household items per trip. All right, let's talk about the meat next because this always ends up being a huge chunk of our Costco bill. And we always keep meat and fish stocked in our freezer. We're lucky to have the freezer space for it, but it can get pretty pricey. So I'm rounding up here, but the chicken was basically $27. The ground turkey was $17. The salmon was $30, and the chicken sausage was $14. The total was about $88, and it comes to, per serving, about $3, which is pretty good. You know, in a grocery store, a pound of chicken breast could be anywhere from $5 to $12, depending on the brand and if it's organic and all that stuff, and also just where it comes from. Fish can be pretty expensive. Ground turkey is generally cheap, and the chicken sausage, you know, just makes sense to buy it in bulk. And we love Aidells, by the way. Definitely recommend it. This is not an ad for them. We just really, really love this Aidells chicken sausage. So for the salmon, we get this big slab, and what I do is cut it into individual portion sizes and use the water displacement method to freeze it. So you can find a video on how to do this water displacement method in the description, but it's pretty easy. All you need is a bowl of water and some plastic bags. It's pretty great, and it keeps the salmon protects it from freezer burn. So that's kind of our meat situation. We spend a lot, but it's worth it for us. I love not having to buy it every week at the grocery store, and it keeps our grocery costs very low. So this time around, we also picked up some flour and sugar because we've been making a lot of bread and baked goods while stuck at home, and it was time to stock up. So I got this massive 25-pound bag of flour for $12.99, and to buy the same amount in the grocery store, it would have been around $19. So, you know, it's a savings of like $6, but I'm also saving myself the energy of lugging heavy flour home all the time from the grocery store. So it's not like a huge significant saving, but I love the peace of mind of just having this at home. I don't have to worry about going to the store. This will last me a long, long time. Luckily, we have the space for it. I rammed it into a closet. It doesn't exactly fit where it is, but it's fine. And for the sugar, we probably buy sugar at Costco once every 3 to 4 months. I use it in a lot of recipes. It's a very handy ingredient, and buying it in bulk is very effective for the same reason. This sugar was $5.49, and that's for 10 pounds, so I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Next, we have soy sauce, vanilla, and butter. These are all really handy ingredients to keep on hand that I love not buying at the regular grocery store. The butter was about $8, and we freeze it. Actually, we freeze most of it, and then I just kind of put one of these boxes in my fridge at a time, and just when that's run out, I just grab another one from the freezer and it defrosts perfectly. The soy sauce we keep in the pantry, and I use soy sauce a lot in recipes and cooking, so I go through it pretty fast. And I think this is the third jug that I've gotten in the last 8 months or so, so I do use this quite a bit. And for the vanilla, I think this is only the second or third time I've ever purchased it. It was $24.99, very expensive. Vanilla is pretty expensive, but worth it, and I'm so happy to buy it in bulk. We use it a lot in baked goods, and it lasts for a long time, so I don't have to worry about it going bad. These are all really useful staples to keep on hand, and I really enjoy getting them at Costco, so I don't have to worry about them on my weekly grocery trips. Last but not least are the canned goods. So I always buy chickpeas, black beans, and diced tomatoes like pretty much every time I go to Costco because I use them that often, and I really enjoy not having to buy them at the grocery store, even though they're about the same price, because they're heavy, they take up space, they're bulky, and I'd rather just get them at Costco all at once. So I use chickpeas and black beans as plant-based proteins in so many different recipes, and you can do so much with diced tomatoes. So there was a time, earlier this year with the coronavirus and everything where I couldn't find these at Costco, and it was pretty devastating. My pantry was very sad. So here I am replenishing my stash, and I cannot wait to cook with these. Each of these packs were about $6 to $7, and they're totally worth it. Canned goods can last for years in the pantry, so you really can't go wrong with them. Just make sure if you buy canned goods, you actually use them. For example, there is a canned eggplant I have in my pantry just hanging out that I haven't used, and it's been there for a year. So if you're gonna get stuff at Costco, make sure it's stuff you actually already love using. So that's basically it for this haul. Usually I also buy quinoa, oats, rice, and some other items I didn't need to stock up on this at this time, but we again keep it to things that are easy to store in bulk. We would never buy produce at Costco because it's just two of us and we don't eat enough produce in a week for it to last. So if you notice, all these items are very shelf and freezer stable, nothing fresh. We only get the fresh stuff at the grocery store, and that's how we keep our weekly grocery costs so low, because we're only really buying produce and dairy. So I hope this helped. If you were on the fence about Costco, this is how my partner and I have been able to make it work for us and make it worth it for us. And I'm really happy that we jumped on the Costco train when we moved in together. So drop any questions in the comments, and thanks again for watching. See you next time.